Hey everyone, it's Jason. Welcome to an unboxing for Marvel's Dice Masters. I haven't done any of these for a little while. I haven't done a ton of them. I followed the game when it first came out, and then I kind of got away from it. It started becoming too much content. But I saw these on sale at a store, so I decided to pick some of the newer ones up. This is off the Secret Wars. So I don't know how much is actually based off the actual comic storyline, the Secret Wars, or it's just what they call it. But they have this little draft pack, and then we have two origin packs, which would be like set number of cards in each one. So like this one, which has a Groot on it, will specifically have these cards in here. So an origin pack is going to have everything one player needs to start enjoying Dice Masters inside, featuring alternate art character cards, basic action dice, sidekick dice with new color effects, head-to-head battle against another origin pack to learn the game. So it's kind of neat. So it's like interesting little way to start. Usually you bought like 2 packs, or you bought like a pack, and you could technically play like more or less a pack against a pack. And then they started doing the draft packs, which are 3 basic action cards, 12 character action cards, 24 dice to match, 2 for each character. Great way to collect Dice Masters containing everything one player needs to play a draft event. To play a full game, you need material found in the Origin or a campaign box sold separately, because it's not going to have all the instructions and all that stuff. But I decided to pick these up. Now, I've also noticed they've changed the artwork or the overall style of how the cards are on all these. So it'll be interesting for me to hop in and see what they look like as well. So we're going to go ahead and start by looking at this first draft, or first origin pack, which looks like Baby Groot on it. King Groot? Not really sure. Awesome, so we'll just set that there for a sec. So we're going to get a bag of dice. So we'll look at those in a minute when we get through the cards. So it's kind of probably a little bit cheaper way to get stuff versus having to buy a full-on starter deck, which you usually have to buy, which had like 10 different character cards and all that. So we're gonna get a little guidebook here. It's gonna kind of explain how it's played. Set up, arrange your cards like this. Player 1, player 2 with some basic cards in the middle for everybody. Place your man in front of you, place your 8 sidekick dice in an opaque bag. In a dice bag, so they don't come in a dice bag. Goal, first bring your opponent's health from 20 to 0. So much here. I'm not going to go through all the rules on here, but we have some different affiliations on here now, which I don't think they really had before. Avengers, Avengers War, Spider-Friends, Guardians, Infinity Watch, Thor, Villains. Yeah, they had these. I remember those symbols. They're just different. Their level, card cost and type, die face for reference, showing the 3 different die sides. Level 1s, level 2s, and level 3s, which just kind of show up like the numbers in the corner. Yes, if you're not familiar with this game, I've had other videos on it you can check out, but the base idea is it's a dice drafting game. You recruit dice from character cards, and then you put them in a dice bag and you get to roll them. And then depending on what symbols show up is what your card actually gets to do. So here's a cost. It costs 1 to play this die. Here, it has this symbol showing who it actually is for. Its attack is a 3 and its defense is 2. So now this basically represents a character with a 3 attack, 2 defense. And what you do though is that at some point they get defeated, and then you have to put them back in the bag and you re-roll them. So the next time you get it, you might get a different side of that character, which is very interesting. So how it works. And then if you're attacking, you'll compare your attacking defense to each other. So 4 attack is going to beat 2. 6 is not going to get stopped by 1. So in this, Spider-Gwen would beat Groot. Cleanup step, and then they have some more other stuff. Some different draft packs you can pick up. So So a full team consists of 8 unique characters, 2 action cards, 2 different basic actions, and up to 20 dice, not including sidekick or basic action. Each card must have at least 1 dice, but not more than its max dice. Cool. So we got that. So then we also are going to get a little board here. Kind of just shows what you're going to do each turn. So you have, first you move any unused energy beforehand. Anytime you spend energy, you unify characters. So if you use pile. So basically, you do is you get characters, you play them, they go to your reserve pile. When you purchase dice and you buy them, they go here, and then now you can move them up into your field zone to try and attack with them. If they get knocked out, they go to your KO zone, and then from here they'll go back over here. So if they get KO'd, you can keep reusing them, but if you actually use them up, they go back to your use bag. Whenever your bag is empty, you have to put all your used dice in there first. It's just kind of a neat thing. So they go up here. If your characters stay alive, they stay up here, they can keep attacking. If they get KO'd, you can kind of keep reusing them. If they get if they get unblocked or your opponent doesn't block them, then they go this direction, and then they get used. So it's kind of a little tricky back and forth. Your opponent has to decide, do they take a hit and make you lose your character, or do they defeat them and do it. So we do have new card backs for these versus the old style. I do notice that, but it's not a big deal because they're nothing shuffled. There's no deck. Let's go ahead and look at some of our cards here. I'm going to try and scoot my camera down a bit and get a little bit better. So here we have Groot, Bark and Fight. So he's got little icon on there, shows like a defensive type character. He's going to show what kind of symbols are on his guys. His 3 guys have his sides. He has a level 0 with a 1 and 2. And then he goes up to level 3. And then sometimes you have the stars, change all extra effect. Now here it's saying his max size is going to have 4 dice. So you can only have up to 4 dice per this character. So if you're playing with your 8 characters, some characters can have 4 dice, some can have 1. So you can have more characters if you have less dice on each one, which just means you're going to get that character less often, or not be able to purchase as many. When fielded, select the target character die. It can't block this turn. When fielded, target character die can't block you this turn. Select a single die to target when you use this ability. When fielded, target character die can't block. When fielded, target character die, it can't block this turn. Interesting. So you can stop guys from blocking you. Cool. And then we're going to get his unique dies. So each character's have a unique die. They'll have their symbols on them. And the symbols are kind of matching so that way if they're in multiple sets, you can always make all Groot should have the same, if it has the same symbol, should have the same effects on there. We'll have our 3 different sides there that we just saw there. Then the other 3 are going to be the shields. So we'll have a single shield, a double shield, and another double shield. So if we're rolling these to pay for costs, I have to roll 3 shields to be able to pay for him. So the more shields I can roll, the more often I can pay for him. So if you recruit one of these, you're going to have a better chance of recruiting more versions of him. And then we do get 4 of those dice. Awesome. Then the second character we're going to get is the Goddess of Thunder, Stormborn. So we have Thor Storm, who has the Thief or Mysterious class. So she also costs 4 to play. He costs 3, sorry, she costs 4. But you see the different stats there. Groot has a lot higher defense, but Storm starts off with a little bit higher attack. Plus she's a little bit cheaper to recruit at the last version. And then we have, when fielded, reroll X target character die, where X is equal to the number of Thor characters in your field zone, including Goddess of Thunder. Multiple dice of the same character count as 1. So she can only have a max of 2 dice, though. So that's a very difference there. And then, so hers is going to have her various symbols on there, the storm symbol, but then it's going to have the masks. And we get 4 of her as well. Now, why would you give us 4 if you can only have 2? I think they do it just because that way if you get multiple versions of Storm, you have multiple dice. It just makes more sense to always have 4 copies. The other type of dice we're going to get are 8 of these, which are yellow dice. So these are called pawn dice. So what these do is they're going to have pawn sides on here. So these work as just generic characters you can summon. You can call them shield agents, Hydra troopers, whatever you like. So you have a 0 cost, gets you a 1/1. It has a shield, a fist, a thief, and a lightning bolt. So the 4 different types of characters, plus a question mark, which will do anything, or it'll be a character. So when you roll these during your turns, you have the chance of getting points to summon characters, or you might summon a small character to work as a little defender for a while. So that's how those work, and you get 8 of those. Then we have these action cards. We have the blue action card. This is the this card behind a basic action card, so the label sticks out the top side. This reminds a player which reference dice, and then we have a yellow one. So what we do here is we get 3 copies of each of these. These are other dice for helping to pay for different action costs. So on these, they're going to have generic numbers. So we have like 2, a 2, and a 2s on these. So they're going to pay for 2 costs. So if I want to play Storm, example, I have to roll 4 mana. At least one of them has to be a mask. So like these, I can get my 4 very easily, but now I have to roll at least a mask on the yellow to pay for them. So very simple. And then they have the little action icons, which will trigger. So there's a 2, 2, a 2, a 2, and then there's a single action with an asterisk, and then a double single with an action with a double asterisk. So when these get rolled, they'll activate action abilities, or they could potentially activate, so they activate anything with an asterisk. So they have different colors. So now, what you do is you play one of your action cards on one of those. So basically, I play this like this. So I know this is the yellow one. So every time I roll a yellow die, if I get one of the action symbols, I can activate this ability. So locked in combat. Target character in a zone. Target a character in a die from each player's field zone, and then set them aside to then return. Then return them to play at the previous level. When they return to the field, they deal each 2 damage. Interesting. You have 3 uses for this. So when you purchase this card for 3, now you can use this. But you remember this is a yellow card. Yeah, so it kind of goes back. So whenever a character takes damage, they go down a level. So if I'm gonna grab Storm. It's a little bit easier to see here. So yeah, if I have my Storm here at this level, if she takes damage, she drops down to the next level, which is a little less of stats, and then the final one. And how do you remember? Again, that's on the side of the card, so you can remember which orders: level 1, level 2, and level 3. If they ever get down to level 0, then they're KO'd. Alright, and then we have Wallop, which is a basic action. Again, this could be either yellow or blue. KO target level 1 character die. If you roll the 2 stars instead, so this is if you get one with the double stars, instead KO target level 1 or level 2 character die. The base showing has them on the bottom. And then global. Pay a fist. Target blocked character die deals no damage. So this is kind of cool. So if someone rolls a fist, they can spend it. Anyone can use this instead of just the person who owns that card. So it's kind of neat. Also neat about this is always a little starter pack. We have Secret Wars 1, 2, 3, and 4 cards. So I don't know if these are exclusive to these packs or if they just happen to be those first 4 cards. Like you could get, like I'm not sure if you can get them in the draft packs. So that's pretty cool. That's our first little packs. We're gonna get Groot and Storm, and then we'll have a couple of extra basic actions. Set these off to the side. You're going to look at this one. It says Spider-Gwen on it. So we get some Spider-Gwen cards. Alright. So it's really neat here as they change up some of the different stuff in here. So our basic dice are now going to be pink instead of yellow. Just kind of fun, that way you have some extra different colors for each different side. Our action dice are going to be pink and black. Again, so now you can have 4 different colors out, which makes this really helpful. They have all the same numbers and stuff on there. And then we're going to jump into our character cards. So we're going to start off with good old Spider-Gwen. I really prefer when they started calling her Ghost Spider. That's spectacular. So yeah, she costs a lightning bolt. So we've seen Mask and Shield. Now we have a lightning bolt. So she'll get the fun little like pink dice, which will have the lightning bolts on them, or have her 4 symbols. And she's a spider friend, max of 3. Oh yeah, so here we go. Secret Wars A, I betcha. Yep. Secret Wars A 1 through 4, Secret Wars B 1 through 4. Okay, cool. So they're exclusive to these. Not to say they might not have versions in the set. We'll have to find out. But the thing is, if you buy this, you don't ever need more than 1 card, and you don't ever need more than 4 dice at any given time. So it's kind of, you buy these, you're done. One field, deal 5 damage to target character dice. Spider-Gwen die can't attack the turn they're fielded. Interesting. She drops in, basically takes out another die, and does it. So, like, again, let's talk about damage, though. Just to make sure, is it does damage to their base number. So she has, like, 6 defense on here. So you do 5 damage to that. Now, if they get leveled down, they can get leveled down. But if they just take damage, you just take the damage. Sorry, I did mistake that. I said with Storm, or that one card I said it deals 2 damage. It just takes out weaker guys. It doesn't actually rotate them down. If they level down, sorry, that happens. But it also, you know, her also costs 0 to field, but she can't attack the first time, so she does 5 damage. She's pretty powerful to come out. Which also is a global ability. Paying energy, if target die deals combat damage to your opponent, put it in your bag instead of your use pile. So this is kind of neat. So someone else could opt to, if they take damage from this, they could pay that energy and then put it in their bag instead of use pile, so they could get it back a lot quicker. That's kind of cool. Then the other one we're going to get is Spider-Man Spider Tracer. So he's a spider friend and a Avenger. He's like the black, like, symbiote guy. And he has the fist, so it gets us all 4 different types. Spider-Man can block an additional character die. Spider-Man's controller chooses how to split the attack damage. Neat. And he's pretty powerful. It's also very interesting to note. So, like, right, we got 4-6, 3-5, and 2-2, and 5-5, 4-4, and that. And then you compare them relatively to the other 2 characters. 3-7, 3-6. So, Spider-Man characters are going to do a lot more damage, it looks like. And they come out fairly cheap as well. But again, it might just be the number of die you can have. You know, it's all subjective on how you want to play. You got to team them up with your other cards and stuff. And now, again, you could buy both of these packs, play this as your team if you like. So we're going to get the black and the pink. Basic action dice. Our basic actions are going to be the Daily Bugle. Draw 2 dice, prep up to 2 of them. Place 0, 1, or 2 in the prep area. Roll the remainder. So that's kind of helpful. Lets you get your dice out a little bit quicker. And then we have the Escape. Choose one. Target character guy can't be targeted this turn. Select a single guy to target when you use this ability, or prep a guy from your use pile. Place it in your prep area. Nice. So it's like getting it ready to be able to use it to roll and play the game quicker. Cool. So we got some really neat characters, some really neat little starter decks are kind of fun. You can pick them up. You can play a quick 2-player game with this, or you can go purchase a bigger set to get more stuff. Awesome. Alright, then we're going to look at the draft pack. So I did buy 2 of these, so we have a bunch of different stuff to go through, so we can see how different one pack is from the next. So we'll see what's all in here. Oh no, they shrunk wrap these. They're hard to get open sometimes. Alright, I'll have to pause and do that for a sec. Alright, so yeah, what is exactly a draft pack? So, I'm not for sure on how the rules work for this, because typically in most drafting games, something like Magic the Gathering, I played draft before, is everyone gets a pack, or you get multiple packs, and you pass them around the table. It's usually how drafts work. So I'm assuming what this means is that each player has to bring one of these draft packs to the game, and what it probably is that each player gets, thing you do is you look through this pack and you get to pick out a card and you pass it. Usually you pass it to the next person and each person gets to go through and do it. Alternatively, I guess it could even just be the fact that you could pick one of these up, probably just sit down and play it. Although now this does not include any of the basic cards, or it does include some basic actions, but it doesn't include any basic dice. So like you do need one of those starter sets to play. So if you need a full game, you need full in the origin pack or a campaign. So you need an origin, so you get your, these dice and your cards, plus your pawn cards, your basic dice. So we're gonna go ahead and look at what's all in here. So first of all, we have a reference rule. It has some of the keywords. Energize. Whenever you roll a dice on one of its double facings, you must use its energize effect. During the roll and restart step, check only the end step. Character Energize does not need to activate for the ability to trigger. Epic basic action. Effects can't be copied. You only use one or purchase one epic action per turn. After using an epic basic action, return it to its card. You can't purchase an epic action unless you have an active character with a cost of 4 or greater. Interesting. Iron Will characters cannot be KO'd unless their previous damage this turn or if they're simultaneously damaged by two different sources. So you can't one-hit KO it. Interesting. Recruit. When a character, the die recruit keyword damages an opponent, the combat damage, you may move that die matches it listed to the ability from your use power, reserve power, prep area to the field zone. For example, it could match a character's name exactly, affiliation, energy type, or sidekick die. The matching die in a reserve pool may be spun for an energy to face to level 1 character. And then Team Watch, when a character Team Watch is activated from your field, another character with the same affiliation uses your Team Watch ability. Cool. And there are a bunch of different characters. Neat. So what we're going to do is, rather than jumping and look at the cards first, I'm gonna grab one of the die. We're going to look at the basic action cards, and then we're going to look at the dice. And I want to try and guess if I can figure out who it is based on the dice. I always love doing this with the old packs. You open it up, you got 2 cards, 2 dice. Let's see. So here we have basic ones would be for everything. So we have the Cosmic Cube. Switch life totals with your opponent. Ooh, that's pretty crazy. Costs 6 to do, but that's all you need to do, right? We have an Escape, which we had in our other pack. It's just kind of neat that they're still dead, and that's that way if you didn't buy the draft pack, that's what I was curious, is if you didn't buy them origin packs, are those cards available? And it looks like yes, they are. And does it work? I'm assuming it works the exact same. So just the difference is it's black versus a little bit different artwork, which is kind of neat. Artwork's the same, I should say. More fuller art, actually. It's kind of neat. But yeah, it makes it a little bit easier. Has some like reminder text on there. But otherwise, it's the exact same effect. Kind of neat that they did that, just didn't have an exact reprint. And then we have a foil card, which is cool. I just get a foil maybe in every pack. We have Pirate Broadcast with Mojo there from X-Men. Cancel any persistent global effects. Neither player may use global abilities until the end of the turn. Prepare a die from your bag. Global, pay 1. Target global ability cannot be used until the start of your turn. Use this ability once per turn. Neat. You can shut off global abilities, which is kind of fun. Awesome. Okay, so let's look at these dice. So we're going to get this dice here with the Infinity Gauntlet on it. 2-7, and 8-8, and 5-7. So pretty powerful. So this could be multiple different things. This could be a Thanos card. Usually will it could just be an item card. I think they used to have item cards in there that were like Thor's Hammer or Captain Shield. Could just be the Infinity Gauntlet as in a thing by itself. So not for sure on that one. Let's see what we got here. We have a Thor's Hammer. I'm going to flip to every side. Obviously, this is a Thor's Hammer. Now, again, is this actually Thor or is this Mjolnir? Not for sure. We have this guy here. That definitely looks like... I want to say it's Kane the Conqueror. Because of the purple and blue scheme. But I don't know if that mask fits exactly. Interesting. Let's see what we have on this one. Oh, I'm gonna see if I can find a better way to stack these. All right, that's a much better way to kind of show these off. All right, so our third symbol, we have whatever that is. So is that a claw? That's just fun because when you actually get to see these, you'll kind of be like, oh, that's what that is. Because that kind of looks like an eye in there. Like maybe someone's mouth. I don't know if that's the mouth opening there. I'm not sure what that is. Interesting though. I still like kind of guessing on these. Sometimes they're very easy to figure out. Sometimes they're not. Colors sometimes make a difference. That is clearly probably Doctor Doom. Very interesting there. And then we have this blue one, which is a brain of some sort. Again, I'm not sure what that's supposed to be. Let's look at this one. We have a pink and black one. I'm going to scooch these guys this way. Let's do that. So that might be... has horns and like maybe some hair. So like a demon of some sort. But that in the middle makes me think it's like a Mr. Sinister. So I'm not for sure. We know what this one is. That's a Spider-Gwen. We've seen that in the other pack. We have a little black and pink guy here. That definitely looks like Scarlet Witch, to me. Here we have an Eye of Agamotto. So again, though, is it the Eye of Agamotto itself, or is it, Doctor Strange? Not for sure. I'm gonna move that one up there because we got two more. We have Sparkles. So is this Dazzler or is it Jubilee? I'm gonna guess Dazzler if I had to, just because I think Jubilees would probably be pink. And then we have this one, which is very interesting. There's no symbol on there. I mean, we have like the other symbols, like the mask and stuff. My guess is this is Invisible Woman, Sue Storm. Makes sense if she doesn't have a symbol. Cool. So those are our different guys. So let's see how off we were on all of them. I think the only one I probably got right was probably Spider-Gwen and Invisible Woman. I think I did bad on most of them. Alright, yeah, so our gauntlet there is immediately Black Panther. Clutching Reality. Okay, makes sense. You did have the gauntlet. Energize. Roll 2 dice from your bag. When fielded, roll a die. When fielded, roll a die from your bag. Cool. So if you get that double symbol, he gets an extra bonus there. That's neat. Oh, we were correct. That was Dazzler. When fielded, deal 4 damage to target thief character guy. Nice. Lightbringer. Some decent stats there. She's Spider-Man and X-Men. There we go. There was the Invisible Woman. It costs zero to play, which is always nice. It's +1 attack for each other active Fantastic Four character guy. Global, pay a thief. Target player must block this turn. Invisible One. Also, Dr. Richards. Also, it's weird, not AKA, just also. Oh, Madeline Pryor. I was wondering if it was the Goblin Queen. I was thinking like, oh, it might be because of the red hair and the horns, but I was like, not for sure. That's awesome. Goblin Horde. Energize. Field a pawn from your used pile. When Madeline Pryor's active, your pawns get 1 defense. That's cool. So we're still looking at commons. I don't know how many there are. Yep, we had Scarlet Witch. Chronokinesis. When Scarlet Witch is active, you can reroll your die in your reserve pool at the end of your main step. Neat. Spider-Gwen. Ooh, we got a different one, though. We got Ghost Spider. So that's pretty cool, though. She can't be blocked. So this is what is fun about this, is because, so if we go back to the other pack, and we have this Spider-Gwen, the die have the exact same dice, have the same effect, and stats and everything, but they're different cards. You know, cost the same, but they do different stuff. She can't be blocked, the other one can attack immediately. So it's a difference. And now in here, we only get 2 of each dice. So we don't have enough to field all 3, but if you had that other pack, you could combine them. Granted, now we'd have, 6 dice instead, but we have some different options. Oh, it's Beta Ray Bill. Yes, like I said, once you see what it is, it makes sense. That's his skull. Stormbreaker Ray, devoted to Doom. Stormbreaker Ray can't be blocked by a character die at the cost of 2 or less. Awesome. So another Thor core. Captain Britain. That makes sense. Like the British flag on the helmet. Quantum reality manipulation. So this is an uncommon now. When Captain Britain is active, at the end of your opponent's roll and reroll step, you may reroll a die in your reserve pool. Cool. God Emperor Doom, singular flaw. God Emperor Doom is blocked by 4 or more character die. Return the blocked die to its card. Ancient City is blocked by the Fantastic Four. Cool. Okay, yeah, so here's a Thor. Thor of Higher Avalon. Fighting dissidents. When Thor of Higher Avalon is active, at the end of your start of your opponent's attack step, deal 2 damage to each team affiliation of their field zone, divided any way you choose amongst your character. Neat, so he's penalizing people for having multiple teams. That's kind of cool. Alright, so that was Kang the Conqueror. Oh yeah, I guess it makes more sense if you look at the pink being the outside of his helmet and his mask. It's pretty cool. Calling Chrono Allies. When Kang is active at the start of your clear and draw step, you may move 3 dice from your field zone to your bag. If you do, you may draw 3 extra dice from your bag. Neat, and that's a rare. And then our final one is we got another foil. We got Sheriff Strange, the Peacekeeper. Well, Sheriff Strange is active when you use an action die, roll a character die from your used pile. Cool. At some point I'll have to check out, I'll have to maybe if people are interested, maybe I'll make a video on it. I'm wondering if these dice match all of the older dice. I know when the original series were coming out, when they ever did a repeat character, the dice always matched. So that way you could, I have Angel from one set and I have Angel from another set. You could use them together. So you didn't always, sometimes they might be a different color, but they still have the same symbol, so you can always mix and match them together. So I wonder if, this Thor works with the older Thors, and so on and so forth. Alright, we're going to see what we get in this second pack. Again, these are all random, so you never know what you're going to get. But let's put a little block back up here. Let's start with some of the symbols we know, we've seen already. We have Goblin Queen, and we actually got a second set. So, and I'm not putting up, we have 2 dice of each character. So each character has 2 dice, so I technically have 4. But that means I'm getting 2 more cards for her. Now, the thing is, are they going to be the exact same cards? So am I going to have 3 copies of the same card? And now I have 6 dice, which is more than I need, or is it going to be a different card? We don't know. We have another Groot, so we'll see if it's the same as the one from the base set or if it's different. We have another Doctor Doom, again, might be the exact same card, might be different. Scarlet Witch, and those are all the ones that were the exact same as ones we had before. So let's see what else we have here. We have a clear one with some fangs on it. I'm not sure. A frost giant, maybe? I don't know why they would have fangs necessarily, but maybe like icicles. I'm only also looking at because sometimes the color makes it different, although like Groot being like transparent, it's kind of weird. But you never know. This definitely looks like Star-Lord. It looks like we're gonna get a Star-Lord in here. We have a green set of Thunderbolts. That's probably Black Bolt. This frumpy face definitely looks like Apocalypse. Here we have a Thor. I love the little mouth on there. It almost looks like a Thor with a mustache. This might just be a different Thor that we didn't have before. We have some wings. Could be a Falcon, could be Angel. Not for sure. And then the last one is this guy here, which definitely looks like he's probably supposed to be the Thing. Big giant brow. But we will hop in and see what we got. So we have another rules card, same exact one as the other one. We have basic actions. We have another escape, but this time we have it in foil. So I have 3 escapes. A special, a foil, and a starter. Cool. Invulnerability. Until the end of the turn, when one of your attacking characters dice is tailed, return it to the field zone. Global pay. Target player gets 1 attack. Target character gets an attack. Nice. And we have the Infinity Gauntlet. It's cheap for 4, but okay. This is one of our epic actions, right? We have basic actions, and we have an epic basic action. So these can only be performed very rarely. So yeah, you only purchase or use 1 epic action per turn. After using epic action, return it to its card. So you can't, you have to have a character of 4 or greater. So it costs cheap, but you have to have a high cost character to be able to use it. But that's kind of neat. Rerolls all character dice. Kind of neat if there's like 5 different ones of these. But we'll see what happens. Okay, that's the Beast. Alright, I get it. Oh, because it's like this, I thought it was like teeth and like the top and bottom jaw. But you can see it's like the outline of his hair coming out. From the old school Beast. Nice. And he's part of the Infinity Watch. The Olympic Athleticism. And he has Regenerate. He can reroll when KO'd. That's cool. Oh, we have the Falcon. It's like I said, I thought I see the Falcon or Angel. Take Flight. Team Watch. Prep a pawn from a use pile. Global pay. Pay a fist. Once during your turn, each player must field a pawn from the use pile if able. You might be like, why would you want to force someone to put a pawn out? Because, 1, you get yours. Secondly, it also helps them from having to re-roll it for energy to buy something better. Okay, we did get a different Groot there. Skilled Investigator. So I like this one better. It fits more with the Thor Corp. The other one looked like a baby Groot. When fielded, roll 2 dice from your bag. But you have the same exact stats as the other one. We got Jane Foster Thor, the Doctor. When fielded, gain 2 life and gain 2 extra life for each of your other active characters with Thor in their name or subtitle, or the Thor Core affiliation. So definitely, now we have enough cards to make a neat Thor team. That's cool. Oh, it's Molecule Man. See, I thought it was Black Bolt because of the lightning bolts, but the green kind of didn't make sense. Just Owen Reese, no special abilities, interesting. But he's fairly cheap to buy. We have Star-Lord here, leading the Guardians. When fielded, your character guy gets +1 attack till the end of turn. So now the question here is this Peter Quill Star-Lord or Shadow or Kitty Pryde Star-Lord? She took over the title for a while. And they're both on the card. It's kind of funny. Yeah, it's pretty neat. Characters get +1 attack. The Thing. What time is it? It's clobbering time. See, like, that picture looks a lot better than the guy. To be fair, the guy does look a little wonky. Right? You can tell better in the picture. When fielded, KO target, shield character guy. Now I am curious. Was Doctor Doom a shield character? Of course he was, right? So you can come out and just weigh the smackdown on him. That's cool. Alright, into our uncommons. We got a foil. Apocalypse Evil. When your life goal is higher than your opponent's Apocalypse, it's +2 attack. So we got God Emperor Doom. So now again, we're curious if some of these guys are the exact same. Singular Flaw, number 69. Yep, exact same card. So I got another one. But, I mean, up and downside, I guess, is I got multiple. So I trade them, stuff like that. Downside here, it's a max of 2 now. If it's a max of 4, that'd be great because I got 4 dice. But it's only a max of 2, so it doesn't really help me. But now this is pretty cool, right? So we got a Madeline Pryor, Hexmen. Her other one was Goblin Horde. So we do get a different version of her, which is cool. So when fielded, place a +1 attack and +1 defense counters on the character guy of your team. The least counters on, in this case, if a tied choose. Global, pay a thief and 1 life once per turn field a pawn from your used pile. Neat. So she kind of, so the one lets you summon extra characters, this one lets you boost them. Then what's even cooler is we got a rare version as well, Baroness of Limbo. So we might end up getting commons, uncommons, rares, and commons, uncommons, and rares of each character, possibly. Which would be really cool, because that way, like, yeah, as you're collecting these, more dice make more sense. Now, I don't know, though, I don't remember per rules if you can have the same character multiple times. Because you can roll, like, if I purchase 2 of her dice, I could have 2 of her dice out at the same time. I don't think that's an issue, so I don't know if you can have multiple of the same card, like you can have a team of Madeline Pryors. Well, Madeline Pryors active, your pawn dice get +1 attack. In global pay 1 life. Once per turn field a pawn from your used piles. Yes, now we got a third version of her as well. Yeah, so the other one uses Energize, and then your pawns get defense, but Energize means you have to roll 2, so you get a field 1. This lets you gain extra attack with a global one, and then the other one lets you boost them up. So it's kind of cool. Definitely neat that we get multiple versions. And then our last one is another rare, which is another Scarlet Witch. But again, different. This is Wanda. The other one was Chronokinesis. When fielding are all text on opposing character cards. So the other one lets you reroll dice. This one lets you ignore cards. It's kind of neat. So you can, like, have the same character and theme. Like, here it's max of 4, and now that I have 2 copies of her, I have 4 of her dice. So I could definitely play that. But again, I don't know if you can do 2 and 2. Because what you do is when you start them off is you set the dice on the character card, and that's how you know how many you can purchase. But it's definitely a fun thing to go through. I kind of like these draft packs, are kind of neat, versus opening up a booster with 2 and 2. Plus the fact is they're in little boxes. The cards aren't always bending. That's sort of the downside there. So if you enjoyed this video, let me know. I know I did some other videos before with Dice Masters. Maybe I'll try and pick up some more if that's something people seem interested in. I generally like collecting the dice and picking them up. I bought some giant booster boxes way back in the past. I wouldn't mind doing it again. People enjoy these. See you guys later. Bye.